All right. So as of the moment, we are 16, 17 in the meeting. I hope that your classmates will join our Zoom meeting today because the topics that I will discuss this afternoon will be coming out in your exam next week. So please inform them to join us that we are already online and we are starting the discussion already. May naririnig ba kayo?
Meron, sir.
Meron.
Meron, sir.
Okay, sige. Okay. So the discussions we will have today is about technology integration models. Okay. So we will be discussing. I will make this very quick because I have a class at 2 o'clock in the graduate school. In fact, overlapping yung mga schedules ko for this semester. Fortunately, malapit na tayong matapos sa earning units nyo so that I could focus on my classes in the graduate school. But anyway, so there will be 3 points of discussion today, and all of those discussions will be pointing out to technology integration models. The first model we will be studying is the TPAC model, okay, TPCK model, or the TPAC model. The second model we will be studying is the SUM-R model, and the last one is the PICRAT model. So all of these are actually um, abbreviations of the different technology integration models. So what's the point of, or what do we mean when we talk about technology integration? What's the point of studying technology integration? Well, we must understand that technology in the 21st century learning has been indispensable. Ibig sabihin, hindi na special skill.
Dan na.
Kumbaga, hindi na
Magsasamayan
kailangan
mainin.
pang, it's needless to say, na kailangan ng mga teachers na matuto o marunong sa technology when they teach in the 21st century. In fact, it's already implied that when teachers or when you decide to enter the teaching profession, you must be prepared in using technology for teaching and learning because it's very important and that's the trend already. Okay, that's the trend. Basic education man yan or higher education man yan, technology is already infused, okay? It's already embedded or used
Naligo
in
ka na?
the teaching and learning process. Okay, just like now that we are doing, di ba? I don't think that FL Vargas will eliminate the possibility of holding online classes in the near future. Kahit sabihin natin mag-normalize na ang lahat, I think it's a very big possibility that online learning will still become an option, okay, in delivering education to those who want to earn units education, or maybe in higher education or in the graduate studies. I think this is what we call the future, no, the future in higher education, and online modalities like this will still be visible or will still be apparent even if we have normalized everything already. Okay, so when we talk about technology integration, from the word itself, no, from the phrase technology integration, it just simply means how technology is being used in the teaching and learning process, and teachers demonstrate different abilities, okay? Demonstrate different abilities in integrating technology in their lessons, okay? You can observe that among your teachers in the earning units. Meron tayong mga teachers na, alam mo yon, medyo technology savvy. Ibig sabihin, they are not, they hesitate in the use of technology because there are many factors that that can be the reason why they are like that. One thing about that is that they don't know how to use the technology, so they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the skill in using the technology. Okay, some of your professors can also use technology at a different level, like they can use several applications, they can use several how do you call this, several softwares or systems or devices when they teach, okay, when they teach. So dito natin makikita that teachers have varying abilities in terms of the use of technology, and that talks about, or that speaks about, technology integration. Okay, so technology integration can be defined based on different models And the models that we will be talking about today, this afternoon, are the three models that you can see in my slide. The TPCK or the TPAC model, the SUM-R model, and the PIC-RAT model. Okay? So let us begin our discussion with the TPCK model. Okay? So what is the TPCK all about? The TPCK, people, it stands for technological pedagogical content knowledge. Okay, in fact, I sent this module to your GC and I hope you read it in advance. But anyhow, it means the technological pedagogical content knowledge. So we can illustrate the TPAC model using a Venn diagram. Okay, tatlo yon, tatlong bilog. Okay, sorry. Okay. So in our Venn diagram, you could see three circles here. One of these circles represent one of the domains in the TPAC model. So this could be your technological knowledge, your TK, and then this is your PK, and this is your CK. Okay, this is your CK. Now, take note, people, that uh TPCK or the TPAC model specifies three different types of knowledge that a teacher must possess in the 21st century. And if I will arrange this TPCK according to its level of importance, this is a personal opinion. No book has mentioned about which of these knowledges is the most important. But on my own personal disposition, okay, if we arrange the following into the level of importance, I would think that the content knowledge is the most important. Okay, the content knowledge is the most important. It is the foundation. Oh, it is the most important, no? After which, it would be the pedagogical knowledge. Pedagogical knowledge. And the last one is technological knowledge. Technological knowledge. Okay? So it works like the cone of experience, okay? Because I think before you can teach or before you can decide on how you will teach something, you must know what are you teaching first. Okay? You must have the mastery of subject matter in order for you to make decisions on how to teach that subject matter effectively and efficiently. Okay? So, what is CK? CK stands for content knowledge. Okay? PK stands for pedagogical knowledge, and TK stands for technological knowledge. So basically, people, CK is the what to teach. Okay, it is the what to teach. Okay, what to teach. I'll just charge my pen. Okay, wait lang for a while. Okay. So CK is content knowledge. I'll just give my pen time to charge. And okay then. Okay then. All right. So CK stands for content knowledge. And it's basically what you teach. Okay? It's basically knowing what you are teaching. It's what you are teaching. Okay? So it talks about the mastery of subject matter. Okay? Mastery of subject matter. Okay? So many teachers, okay, many teachers should have, oh, I mean, all teachers, okay, all teachers must have content knowledge. Because if you think about it, the main job that you have is to inform or to transfer information to your students, to build their schema, okay, to share your knowledge to your students. And if you don't have content knowledge, if you don't have the mastery of subject matter, what's the essence of being a teacher? Okay, what's the essence of being a teacher? Let's say, importante rin na marunong magturo yung teacher. Pero, nag-uugat kasi ang karunungan mo sa pagtuturo sa kung alam mo ba kung anong ituturo mo. Because I'm a firm believer that you cannot make or design an effective lesson plan if you do not know or you did not master your subject matter. That is why I think it is content knowledge that is foundational among all these three types of knowledges. Okay? So what is CK or what's content knowledge is basically what you are teaching. Okay? Your mastery of subject matter. On the other hand, pedagogical knowledge is your how of teaching. Okay? How you teach. Okay? How you teach. This pertains to your techniques, your methodologies in teaching. Okay? Your methodologies in teaching, your strategies in teaching, your skills and knowledge about how to teach. That's what we mean by pedagogical knowledge. Okay, so say you are teaching science, or if you are teaching science, okay, what methodologies will you use in order to effectively teach science? So if you can decide on what strategies or what methodologies in teaching you will be using in your class, then that's the time you can say, oh, I have pedagogical knowledge. Okay, but if you cannot decide on that, like you are settled on doing lectures, you are settled on using your PowerPoint and just telling a lot of things to your students, but you cannot diversify the strategies you use in your classroom, that is one teacher who have a very weak pedagogical knowledge. Okay? So that's what we meant by PK or pedagogical knowledge. Now, TK on the other hand is your knowledge on the use of technology. Okay? This is your knowledge on the use of technology. Like for example, can you make a PowerPoint? Can you operate a laptop, for example? Can you use your computer in editing videos or editing your podcast? Can you use Microsoft Excel in grading your students? Can you make a very beautiful PowerPoint presentation? Or maybe can you record yourself on your laptop and upload it in YouTube? Or are you digitally literate? Are you information literate? Okay. Can you outsource responses or can you outsource resources, I should say, workbooks, modules from the internet and use it in your lectures? Okay. So if you can use the most of technology out of technology in your teaching and in the learning of your students, then ito yung meron ka. Meron kang technological knowledge. Okay? That is what we meant by technological knowledge. All right? So, sa diagram natin, kung nakikita nyo, meron tayong mga overlapping areas. Okay, like this one. Okay, we have overlapping areas. And these overlapping areas are called hybrids. Okay, they are called hybrids. Okay, ano ulit ang tawag sa kanila? Hybrid. Okay? So pag sinabi nating hybrid, hybrid is simply a combination of two or more. Okay? Say you have a hybrid of a lion and a tiger, that's a combination of, or if you mate, or if a lion mates with a tiger, then we have a hybrid of cat. And we call that as the liger. So liger is a hybrid of a lion and a tiger. So they can mate together because they are of the same species. Okay. So anyway, going back, okay, here there is a hybrid. Okay. Itong hybrid na to, overlapping technology and pedagogy, we call that TPK or technological pedagogical knowledge. On the other hand, this is TCK or technological content knowledge. And this one is what we call PCK or pedagogical content knowledge. Okay? So if I'm going too fast, just unmute yourselves and tell na, "Sir, medyo mabilis ka," or hindi ka namin naririnig. Okay? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Okay, right. So TPK people is the hybrid of technological knowledge and pedagogical knowledge. And we call that technological pedagogical knowledge. Now, ano ang pagkakaiba? Okay, what is now the difference between TPK, TCK, and PCK? Okay? Now, take note that when we talk about TPK or technological pedagogical knowledge, it is the ability of the teacher to use technology, okay, in his strategy or methodology in teaching. Okay? To use technology in his methodology or strategy in teaching. Say, for example, um, for example, this time, okay, my technology now, my technology that is used right now is laptop. I use my laptop, and when we also use Zoom, I use my iPad. Okay, I use my iPad, and I use my pen in writing on my iPad. Okay, so the strategy that I'm using right now is a lecture method. Okay, it's a lecture method um or approach in delivering the information to you. So in my lecture, I use my iPad and my whiteboard screen and my pen to write something in our screen. Okay? So I use technology, I know how to use it, and I decided that we will be using lecture method in our lesson. Okay? So it is a combination of knowing how you will deliver your teaching and what technology you will use in order to make or to implement your strategy or methodology in teaching. Okay? So, halimbawa, kung ako ay gagamit ng Zoom at sabi ko magle-lecture lang ako ngayon, okay? And I would just be, you imagine me just facing all of you without any writings on the slide. That's a poor ability to infuse technology. Okay? Provided na may mga gamit ka ha, pero kung wala ka talagang gamit, eh, hindi mo magagawa yon. So provided you have all the materials, but still you are not using them to maximize your teaching or to make your teaching more efficient. So that is a clear demonstration that you have very poor technological pedagogical knowledge. Okay? So technological knowledge is simply the use of technology, knowing what technology and how to use that technology. But the moment you integrate technology in your methodology of teaching, yun na yung tinatawag nating technological pedagogical knowledge. Okay? Do you understand? Other examples are, for example, yung paggamit ng Google Forms when you take examinations. Okay? When you take your quizzes, you're using that quiz, you're using Google Forms or other platforms in assessment. So not only that the teacher can decide assessment tools or can design effective assessment tools, but he can decide on what technology to be used to implement the assessment strategy. Okay? So yun yung ibig sabihin ng technological pedagogical knowledge. Naintindihan nyo ba?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, when we talk about TCK on the other hand, TCK is the use of technology in delivering information. Okay? The use of technology in delivering information. Say, for example, what content do you want? Okay, say you will be studying parts of a flower. Okay, parts of a flower. Now, if you want to deliver that, okay, you want to deliver that information to your students, perhaps you can download a lecture from YouTube or you can download an animation from YouTube. So you utilize now, you maximize now the resources that are available in the internet and you know how to do that. You know how to do it. Okay? So you are using technology to facilitate the transfer of content to your students. Okay? Yun yung tinatawag nating technological content knowledge. Okay? The ability, your ability to filter information, your ability to select resources from the internet, your ability to manipulate the information using technology to make animations of your content, for example, yun yung tinatawag nating TCK. So if TPK talks about what technologies you are using in your strategies, in your methodologies in teaching. TCK now is pointing out to the delivery of content using technology. Okay? So not only about the delivery of content, but also your knowledge, your skills in filtering information or selecting resources from the internet. So becoming information literate is also a manifestation that you have TCK or technological content knowledge. Okay? So do you understand the difference between TPK and TCK? Say for example, using breakout sessions in Zoom. What is that? Is that TCK or TPK? Using breakout sessions. Di ba yung pang ginugrupo ko kayo sa Zoom? What is that? Is that TPK or TCK? Write your answers on the chat box. Five seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so most of your answers are, or is, I should say, TPK. And that is true. Okay, that is correct. So breakout sessions is a technological mechanism, okay, in order to facilitate group activities or group dynamics. So that's TPK. Okay. What about this one? Using slide share in preparing PowerPoint presentations. Okay, Claudeline. Claudeline, bakit sinasabi mong TCK yun? What do you think? Bakit TCK?
Kasi yun yung ginagamit niyang pang-deliver nung sir, nung lesson na i-discuss niya, sir.
So it contains content, di ba?
Yes po.
Alright. So thank you so much. That is true. That is correct. That is also an example of technological content knowledge. So, ano naman ngayon ang PCK or pedagogical content knowledge? Any idea from the class? Anyone? Miles, do you have any idea what is PCK?
It's like sir, 'di ba may subject ka na and ano yung techniques mo? I mean techniques to deliver then parang ganon, the content of the subject matter.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yun. Okay? It's not only talking about you know what to teach, but you know how to teach it. Okay? Did you encounter a teacher na alam niya yung tinuturo niya pero hindi niya alam kung paano ituro? Any experience? Thumbs up kung may experience kayong ganun. Like, the teacher is very, very intelligent. Okay? He or she is very intelligent. But when it comes into teaching, medyo dun siya mababa. Did you experience yung mga ganong situations? Okay? Si Miles, merong experience ng ganun. How about the others? Wala? O meron din? So lahat na naging teachers niyo marunong magturo? Talaga ba? O Miles, ikaw, i-share mo nga yung experience mo.
Probably
Don't mention the name of the teacher, ha? Just share sa bakit nasabi mong ganun.
Kasi sir, high school to, one
Mhm.
of my classmates nagtanong doon sa teacher. I
Oo.
think, kumbaga, sumagot yung teacher and then there's an additional question by my
Mhm.
classmate and then, kumbaga, hindi na siya nakasagot and then, parang na ano yun, nataranta na yung teacher and then umiyak,
Ay,
gano'n.
gano'n? So, ibig sabihin, wala siyang content knowledge din, di ba?
Maybe yung mga basic siguro sir, pero kapag yung kumbaga nagdi-dig in na pa sa lesson, siyempre yung
Mm.
mga additional question yung mga estudyante, dun na siya hindi nakasagot.
Okay. Alright. So, wala siyang maybe wala din siyang pedagogical knowledge din doon tsaka content knowledge. Kasi for example, if you know your pedagogy guys, if that happens to you, then you have to devise a strategy kung paano mo mapapalabas na kunwari may tanong kang hindi alam sagutin o anong estratehiya ang gagawin mo para malusutan mo yung ganong kahirap na sitwasyon. So, if you know how to do it, then you have pedagogy. Yun na hindi niya nalusutan, umiyak na lang siya, iniyak na lang niya. But that again roots from your lack of mastery of the subject matter. And that's very important. Yun yung sinasabi ko kanina na foundational ang content knowledge. Okay? So, pero hindi rin maganda na marunong ka masyado, magaling ka, pero hindi mo naman alam kung paano ituro. Okay? Meron naman kayong teachers na magaling magturo, alam mo 'yun, tawag dito, masaya sa classroom pero parang ang babaw ng tinuturo niya. May mga gano'n kayong sitwasyon? Wala. Hindi dahil Teachers Day, ano bobolahin yung mga teachers niyo. Anyway, so I'm just making you realize that there are instances that are like that, no? Na teachers tend to be so very intellectually skilled, intellectual monster sila, pero hindi sila marunong magturo. Ito yung mga example nito, yung mga teachers na lecture ng lecture lang. Alam mo yon, yung nagsasalita lang sa buong period. Lecture sila ng lecture, pero they are not diversifying their strategies in teaching. Okay, they don't even write on the board. They just talk to students. Okay, they just talk to students and things like those. Okay? Meron din yung PK lang, pinapasaya, nagpapalaro sa mga bata, pero kung tutuusin, parang wala naman siyang tinuturo. Okay? Parang wala naman natututunan yung mga estudyante niya. So, there are teachers who are very good tawag dito, strategizer ba tawag doon, no? They are very good in terms of their strategies, but if you think about it, if their content knowledge is really that high, wala din. Okay, 'di ba? Kasabihan nga natin, pag ikaw ay isang teacher, you must be thousands of libraries, hundreds or thousands of libraries away from your students. Okay? Because you cannot tell na baka may tanong yung estudyante mo sa'yo tapos hindi mo masagot. 'Di ba? So mahirap yung mapunta ka sa isang sitwasyon na ganun. That's really very hard that you will be in a position na tatanungin ka ng estudyante mo na hindi mo alam ang sagot. Okay? That is why it's important that you prepare yourselves with your content knowledge. O katulad nyo ngayon, which of these three are you preparing for? Sa pag-aaral nyo sa earning units, saan sa tatlong ito are you preparing for? Anyone? Claudeline, you unmute yourself.
Content knowledge, sir.
Are you sure? Will you be
Yes.
teaching EdTech in the public education sector in elementary or high school?
Yes, sir.
Who agrees with Claudeline? Are you preparing for content knowledge here in earning units?
Kaya? I think lahat, sir.
Lahat. Okay, bakit naman lahat?
Lahat, sir, kasi I mean, content is kailangan meron kang, you know what you need to teach dun sa mga estudyante. Strategies, kumbaga ano sila, connected sila sa isa't isa, ganun.
Oh yeah, they have connections. Pero specifically in the earning units program, you are being prepared for pedagogical knowledge and technological knowledge. Kaya lang hindi masyado sa TK, okay? But more on the pedagogical knowledge. And not really on CK or content knowledge. Kasi yung CK is yun yung ituturo nyo. Hindi nyo naman pinag-aaralan sa earning units yung majorship nyo eh. Halimbawa, kung ikaw ay major in biology, you're not being taught of biology in the earning units program, but you are being taught of the professional education courses, which is the core of pedagogical knowledge. Okay? So, naiintindihan nyo ba itong tatlong ito? Yes or no? Now,
Yes, sir.
if you can
Yes.
notice, meron tayong area dito sa gitna. Itong area na to na nasa gitna, ito na yung paghahalo ng tatlong domains natin. So this is now your TPCK or Technological, Pedagogical, Content, Knowledge. So yan na yung TPCK talaga. So kung ikaw ay isang teacher na nasa iyo na lahat ng TPCK, aba, napakagaling mo ng teacher. You are the best teacher in the whole wide world now. If you have high level of technological, pedagogical, content knowledge. Okay? Marunong ka magturo, alam mo kung ano yung tuturo mo, tapos marunong ka pa sa mga educational technologies. Okay? So, any question about TPCK? None? Wala? Seryoso kayo? Okay. Now, I want to demonstrate to you how TPCK is used or is demonstrated in real life. Okay? For example, one of my students last week, I attended my Sunday classes on site. One of my students said na, "Sir, so andyan ka na sir sa TPCK kasi marunong ka sa tuturo mo, marunong ka kung paano magturo, alam mo rin yung technology mo." Sabi niya. But I disagreed in his opinion kasi nga napakahirap ng technological knowledge. Okay? Napakahirap ng technological knowledge kasi this is a skill based. It has to be learned. Okay? It has to be learned. This is a skill based. And it's not just knowing about it, but it's knowing how to perform a particular skill. Okay? Say for example, teachers nowadays should know programming. Okay? Programming. They should also know system development already. They should begin learning how systems are being developed. Okay? So there's system development. Okay, there's system development. Mobile applications. Kung paano gumawa ng mobile applications. So ang tanong, alam ko ba itong mga ito? Hindi. I don't know them. Okay? I have them in mind, but I do not know how to make these particular instruments or tools for learning. Okay? So do I have technological knowledge? I do have, but those knowledge are very basic. Okay? So there are more to technological knowledge. Okay? Say for example, when I was in 2020, anuhan yung pandemic yun eh. 2020, I proposed a project in Cagayan State University called Design and Development. Okay? Design and Development of offline learning software for digital remote learning. So ito yung ginawa ko. Okay, yung pinopost ko. And they approved it. Okay? Design and development of offline learning software for digital remote learning. So the basic idea here is that during the time of the pandemic, maraming mga estudyante ang nahihirapan sa internet. Okay, hindi sila makapag-join sa klase nila kasi mahirap nga ang internet signal. So what I thought about is that what if I make a mobile application that they can download in Google platforms or in Google Play Store, and then that mobile application contains all the materials they needed for their GEC courses. Okay? GEC stands for General Education Courses. Okay? So, I worked on the proposal, and then I presented it to the panel, and they approved of the idea of the research project. However, this is talking about design and development of a software. But I don't know how to make a software. Okay? So I need to source out human resources from the College of Information and Computing Sciences in order to make this happen. Okay? To make this happen. So, however, you cannot just make an application. You cannot just make a mobile application and say, ito na yung gawa namin. No, you have to study first, okay, who will use the application. Okay? Ano ang preferences nila? Ano ang strategies na maganda para sa subject na ito? Halimbawa, ang subject mo ay Rizal, which is one of the GEC courses. So not only that you should know the content of Rizal, but you should also know how to design teaching and learning plans appropriate for the subject, which is Rizal. So the design of the application is incorporating not only technological knowledge, but also your knowledge in pedagogy and your knowledge in content. Okay? So it might seem that the project is all about information and communication technology, but they are wrong about that, because the design, the core, okay, the core of the software still emanate from the knowledge of the teacher about pedagogy and the content of the subject matter. Okay, so that is one example of how TPCK is demonstrated in real life. Okay, so any question about the TPAC model? Okay, none. So read your modules, read your modules, because items in your modules will come out in your examination next week. Now, next thing in mind is the SUMR model, or the SUMR model. Okay, so the SUMR model is another model of technology integration, and SUMR stands for, what is S in SUMR?
Substitution.
Okay, substitution. The next one is augmentation. And we have modification. And then we have
Redefinition.
okay, redefinition. So as you can see, it is illustrated in like a ladder. Diba? May level siya. Ibig sabihin, may level siya. Ang pinakamababa ay substitution. At ang pinakamataas ay redefinition. Now take note that the first two levels are simply enhancement stages. Okay, they are enhancement stages. Enhancement stages. While the last two levels are already on transformation levels. Okay, so enhancement, and we have transformation. Now, what is all about substitution? Well, substitution is from the word, what's the root word of substitution? Substitute. So magpapalit ka lang, papalitan mo lang yung technology na ginagamit mo without changing the function. Okay, without changing the function. So there is no functional change here, but only the tool that you are using. So we call that substitution. When there are already functional changes, it could be augmentation, modification, or redefinition. Okay? So let me give you an example of how substitution happens. Kung i-compare natin siya sa kape, okay, sa kape, kung yung kape yung ginawa mo ay black coffee, wait lang. Okay. Parang ano lang yan. Parang substitution lang yan. Pero yung kape mo ay ginawa mo latte, nilagyan mo ng ginagyan mo ng gatas, creamer, so nagbago yung lasa, augmentation. Tapos, kunwari yung kape mo naging caramel matcha 2 or macchiato. Macchiato. Ibang-iba na yan. Ibang-ibang lasa na yan. Higher level na yan. Tapos, kung yung kape mo, hindi na lasang kape, pero parang kape pa rin yung feeling. Halimbawa, ano ba maganda? Frap, kunwari. Hindi rin frap eh. Let's say orange coffee, halimbawa. Hypothetical lang to mga to ha. So, orange coffee. So, here, yung black coffee mo, in-step up mo to a latte, and then yung latte, naging caramel macchiato, and then yung isa naman, naging orange coffee. So, itong levels na ito, transformation yan. Okay, transformation. Ito, enhancement lang. Bakit enhancement lang? Kasi yung coffee na black, nilagyan mo lang ng gatas. So, na-enhance yung flavor niya. Pero itong caramel macchiato is not black coffee anymore. But there are more than that. Although it's a coffee, but there are more ingredients that you put there and it feels like it's not the same coffee anymore. Okay? And ito, mas lalo ito, pagka hindi na nga siya lasang kape, pero the same effect pa din, na nakakapanggising pa rin siya, but it does not feel like coffee. So you're redefining the experience of coffee drinking. Okay? So we call that redefinition. So in the context of education, okay, substitution is simply replacing. It's simply, yun lang, pinapalitan mo lang ginagamit mo. So halimbawa, kung ikaw ay gumagamit ng Manila paper, okay, when you present the parts of the flower to your students, tapos gumamit ka ngayon ng PowerPoint, okay, that's simply substitution. So halimbawa, ito yung Manila paper mo, andyan yung parts of the flower, okay, nilagay mo dito, nilagyan mo ng petal, tapos ito yung leaves. So sabi mo, ayoko nang gumamit ng Manila paper, gagamit na lang ako ng PowerPoint. Okay, so ang ginawa mo naman, nag-drawing ka sa PowerPoint mo is the same thing, na-drawing mo. Tapos, naglagay-lagay ka ng mga text box. And yan yung ano mo, petal. Okay? So, ang ginawa mo, pinalitan mo lang yung paraan mo on how on delivering or presenting the information to your students. So there is no functional change there. It's just changing the instrument or the tool you use in presenting the information. So the same thing, okay? The same information was delivered, the same manner of presenting was delivered to your students. So that's simply what we call substitution. Okay? So another example would be yung pumasok ka sa school na ang ginamit mo laptop. Okay? Habang nagte-take notes ka, hindi na notebook ang ginamit mo, pero ang ginamit mo yung laptop mo, inopen mo yung Microsoft Word mo, tapos nagsimula ka na mag-take down notes habang si teacher ay nagdi-discuss. So, anong ginawa mo? Pinalitan mo lang yung notebook mo ng laptop. So, did you integrate technology there? Yes, because you used technology. Diba? But it's the lowest level of technology integration because you're just replacing the non-digital technology into a digital technology. The same function, but different instrument, this different tool. Okay? So that's what we mean by substitution. But when you talk about augmentation, from the word augmentation, we are now using the augmented features of the application. Okay? So halimbawa, itong PowerPoint mo, nilagyan mo na siya ng effects. So nag-incorporate ka na ng animation. Ano pa ba pwede mong idagdag? Nagdagdag ka na ng transition. Okay? Di ba yung PowerPoint gumaganon pagka when you proceed from one slide to another, you can add effects. You can add transition effects. Pwedeng pa-slide na dalawa, pwedeng pa-cube, pwedeng gumagalaw, pwedeng may ibon na lumilipad. Pero hindi yun magagawa ng Manila paper mo. Halimbawa, magpe-present ka na ng ibang lesson sa likod ng Manila paper mo, your Manila paper cannot fly like a bird. Or your Manila paper cannot disintegrate like molecules so that it could proceed to the next Manila paper. So there are things that the technology can use that the non-digital technology cannot. Okay? So if you're using those features now, in addition to the function of the technology, the basic function of the technology, then we call that augmentation because you're using already the augmented features of the technology. So in the example we had, dun sa notebook example, pag si teacher sabi niya, the longest river in America is the Mississippi River. Sige, sinabi niya yun. So tinype mo yung Mississippi sa ano mo, sa ng tawag dito, sa laptop mo. Oh. Tapos bigla siyang nag-red na may zigzag sa baba. Ibig sabihin nun, wrong spelling, di ba? Kaya bang gawin ng notebook mo yon kung sakali? Na pag mayroon kang nailagay na maling spelling, automatic siyang magre-red, sasabihin niya sa wrong spelling. So there are things that the technology can do that your non-digital technology cannot. Okay, so that's an example of augmentation. Okay, do you understand? Naintindihan nyo ba?
Yes.
So halimbawa, kung hanggang ngayon, pag nagre-record ka ng grado mo sa Excel, ginagamit mo pa rin yung calculator mo pag nagre-record ka sa Excel, anong level yun?
Substitution.
Substitution lang. Kasi parang pinapalitan mo lang yung class record mo. Pero pag gumamit ka na ng mga functions dun sa Excel at yung Excel na mismo ang nagko-compute, anong level na yan?
Augmentation.
Augmentation. Okay, so do you understand?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Itong ginagawa ko ngayon. Ginagamit ko yung iPad ko. Anong tawag dito? Substitution or augmentation?
Substitution.
Bakit substitution?
The same function.
Okay. Ano ba ang pinapalitan ko?
Blackboard.
Yung,
Blackboard, di ba?
yung tool.
Saka yung
Yes,
chalk.
sir.
Oh. Kaya lang, kasi dito, you are using now the features of the application. Dahil kanina, katulad nung kanina, gumamit ako ng colored pen. At very instant, I can color this to red. Di ba? At this instant, I could color this to yellow. O, kaya bang gawin yun ng Blackboard?
No.
No. Di ba? Or, pwede ko rin siyang ipicturan para isend ko sa inyo pagkatapos. Di ba? Pwede rin ako maglagay ng square o perfect na rectangle or perfect na circle. O, di na sana ako nag-drawing kanina ng tatlong circle. So I can make 3 circles. Can the Blackboard and my hand do this?
No.
No. So what level is this now?
Augmentation.
Augmentation.
Augmentation. Okay? So naintindihan ba?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
now. Let's now proceed to modification. Okay, so modification, people, is higher level. There is no clear, in fact, there is no clear distinguishing factor between this modification and redefinition. However, their definition is a higher level. It's very clear that it's higher level. Because when I talk about redefinition, you are already doing something that seems to be impossible before. So you have used technology to make things possible that seemed to be impossible before in teaching and learning. We call that redefinition. Kaya nga tawag dito sa dalawang ito, transformation. So you're transforming already the way we do education. Okay? For example, virtual learning or artificial intelligence is an example of redefinition. Okay? Using artificial intelligence is already redefinition. Yung example last time, kung saan yung mga estudyante sa China ay gumagamit ng headband na natatrack ni teacher kung nag-iisip ba yung bata o hindi, o attentive ba yung bata o hindi. So the use of artificial intelligence is redefining how we actually teach our students. Okay? So basically, the clearest difference between modification and redefinition is that redefinition make things that seem to be impossible possible now. Okay, so the use of artificial intelligence, online learning, for example, distance learning is redefining education. Okay. On the other hand, modification is simply modifying. So, halimbawa, pag nag-quiz na yung mga bata, ginagamit nyo ay Google Form, yung mga ganyan. Okay? You are modifying the way you accomplish classroom tasks. Okay? We call that modification. So, yung task na ang tinitignan natin dito. Okay? You are modifying regular classroom tasks. So, for example, yung sinabi ko kanina, collaboration in Google Docs is also an example of modification. But what is important here, people, is that when you are given an assignment, when you are given a situation, you can identify kung anong level of technology integration ba siya. Basta iisipin nyo, substitution is the lowest and the highest is redefinition. Okay? So, for example, okay, give an example. What if the task of the teacher is to present, okay, present the location of a city, the location of a city. So, ikaw ay nagtuturo ng social science, ng geography, for example, and your task is to present the location of a city in a certain country or a nation. These are the things you can do, okay? A, B, C, D. Let's say use Google Earth. Okay. So let's say these are the strategies you did. Use Google Earth, paste a map in a PowerPoint slide showing the city, incorporate media like pictures, movies in PowerPoint, and make a digital travel brochure incorporating media. Now, arrange the following according to from lowest to highest level of technology integration. Write your answers in our chat box. So from lowest to highest, what do you think? I'll give you 1 minute to think about it and write your answers from in the chat box. Okay, where are your answers? Wala pang nagchat-chat. Arrange them from lowest to highest. 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So only 4 answered. Okay. So you answered B, A, C, D, C, B, D, A. Aiza, bakit C, B, D, A ang answer mo? Aiza, hello? Why is your answer B, C, D, A?
Sino eh? Bakalat doon sa link.
Kaam tayo, answer mo B, C, D, A ko, Aiza. How about the others? Who can justify their answers? Who wants to answer? Anyone?
Zoom nga kami. Iba-ibang.
Magtawag ako ng iba. Oglaizani, ikaw, B, C, A, D. Bakit? Yun ang sagot mo.
Ano ba sinagot mo sa ABCD?
Oglaizani?
Hinalugin na eh.
Oglaizani?
Hindi, kang tugtakan. Nawawan, marik na si Masinan eh, questionin eh.
Aiza, mag-iinami ko. Romelyn, ikaw, gusto mo sumagot? Hello? Oh, hindi ko sasabihin ng sagot. Lalabas sa exam niyo yan. Pag walang sumagot, hindi ko sasabihin ng sagot. Oh, any volunteer? Bakit yun ang sagot niyo? Ayaw nyo, ha? O sige. O, this is up for you to decide. I will not tell you the answer, but this will come out in your examination. Okay? So, yun. Naririnig ba ako? Ay, naririnig naman. Okay. Now, let's proceed to the last model we will study. And that is PICRAT model. So in your module, PICRAT model was presented to you in a matrix form. Diba? So we have the x-axis, the y-axis, I should say, and they have the x-axis. So the PICRAT model divides the two into two dimensions. We have the PIC dimension and we have the RAT dimension. So the P here stands for passive The I stands for interactive, and the C stands for creative. While here, the RAT stands for replacement, replacing, I should say, replacing. Then the next is amplifying or amplify and transform. So yun yung PIC, and we have the RAT or transform. Okay, so according to the model, we can divide the experiences of the students and teachers according to 9 quadrants. No, we have here PR, we have here PA, we have here PT, we have here IR, we have IA, we have IT, we have CR, we have CA, and we have CT. Okay, now take note that the levels here, or the levels that on our y-axis are actually the level of activity of your students. Okay, so this is based on your students' level of involvement or activity. So, ang pinakamababa ay passive. Ibig sabihin, wala silang ginagawa. Pag sinabi naman natin interactive, it means na may interaction. So there are exchanges of discourse or information from the teacher and the students. And creative naman, ito naman may ginagawa yung mga bata. They can produce something. Kaya nga tinawag na creative from the word create. Okay? On the other hand, those that are in the x-axis are the teachers activities. Okay? Relative to the use of technology. So, isipin nyo dito yung ginawa nyo sa SUM-R model. Okay, sa SUM-R model. So, dito, si teacher, pinalitan niya lang yung ginamit niya from the word replace. Okay? Etong amplify, medyo augmentation ito or modification. Pagdating sa transform, ito na yung tinatawag nating redefinition. Okay, yan yung tinatawag nating redefinition. So, kung yung y-axis natin, ito yung sa student's level of activity. On the other hand, ito namang nasa x-axis natin, ito yung ginawa ni teacher. Okay? So, when you classify a certain activity in the classroom, according to the PICRAT model, you have to ask yourself first, anong ginagawa ng mga estudyante? Anong ginagawa ni learner? Okay? So, halimbawa, let's say, using YouTube in delivering a lesson. Oh, yun yung ginawa ni teacher. Using YouTube video, downloaded YouTube video in delivering a lesson to the students. What is that? Anong level yun according to PICRAT? Anong ginagawa ng bata? Passive ba siya? Interactive ba siya? Or creative?
Passive, sir.
Passive, di ba? Oh, ang tanong, ano ang ginawa ng teacher? Replace ba, amplify, or transform? Ano? Sa tingin nyo? Replace, amplify, or transform? So, instead na siya magturo, nag-download na lang siya ng video sa YouTube. Ano tawag doon?
Replace.
Replace. So, anong level ngayon sa PICRAT yung ginawa ni teacher?
PR.
PR, or passive replace. Okay? Passive replace. Naintindihan nyo? Oh, next example. The teacher asked the students, okay, to develop an essay using Microsoft Word. Oh, anong level yun? Anong ginawa ng bata? Passive lang ba? Walang ginawa?
Interactive.
Hmm? Interactive ba siya?
Creative.
Creative. Bakit creative?
Mag-produce sila ng
Kasi? Bakit creative? Hey, bakit creative? Kasi merong
May ginagawa na
may
sila.
ginawa sila. It's project-based. So, gumawa sila ng essay. Creative. Saan ngayon? Is it replace, amplify, or transform?
Replace.
Ano?
Replace, sir.
Bakit replace, Melissa?
Instead na isulat sa paper, sa
Mhm.
ano na lang po. Sa Microsoft
Microsoft
Word.
Word. O, tama. Ang tawag doon ay creative replace. O, paano naman kung use send a letter wait. Write a letter using Microsoft Word and edit or check the grammar using a software. Parang ganun. So that is an example of creative, pero dahil may inag kang feature, dahil hindi na lang susulat pero nag-edit na rin ng grammar, so automatically that would be amplify or CA. Okay? So hindi lahat ng activities ay pwedeng maka-reach sa level ng transformation kasi napakataas nito. Okay, napakataas ng level ng transformation. Okay? So, but it is possible. Oh, it's possible. So, halimbawa, yung when you're able to use a online software or an online questionnaire platform that can gather information from all parts of the world. So, kung gagamit ka ng papel, tapos ilalagay mo lang sa Microsoft Word, ilan lang makaka-survey sa'yo or makaka-respond sa'yo. But if you're using a platform that can gather responses all over the world, even if you are just at the comfort of your own home, that is already creative transform. Kasi you have made things impossible possible. Okay? So, yun yung tinatawag nating transformation. Okay? So, pag nagdagdag ka lang ng konting features from the replace assessment or tool, that's only on the level of amplify. Okay? So, in your examination, there will be situations presented to you and you have to identify kung anong level siya based on SAM-R or the PICRAT model. Okay? Any question? None?
Online exam, sir. Just like
Yes,
in sa
online,
quiz.
using that quiz.
Okay.